Hello, welcome to hobbyHotTips.com. In this video we're going to finish up our Terminator and make him a space wolf by giving him a pelt. And we're going to use that using the leftover green stuff that we mixed in the earlier video. So we're going to take some measurements now. And again we're going to use centimeters. Just seems to be a nice rule. So we want to do 2 to 3 centimeters depending on the length. We'll give him some claws, so we'll go with 3 centimeters. And he's about 3 centimeters wide as well. So let's get some water on our acrylic sheet. Let's roll it out. Let's see if that's going to be good enough. Let's use the centimeters. Speeding up, of course, because it takes some time. And not quite long enough, so we're going to roll it out just a little bit more. It happens, right? Alright, so let's see if we've got it this time, and yeah, that's about what we want. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use our scraper, razor scraper, to cut out the shape that we want. What we're going to do is we're going to put 2 claws, or 1 claw on each shoulder, and then a nice pelt going across his back and shoulder. So right now we're cutting out where we're going to put the claws, so 1 claw on the left, 1 claw on the right. We'll cut the middle out again. Remember, when you're cutting green stuff, cut all the way down to the acrylic sheet. That way you get nice clean cuts. So we have it, we're going to move the acrylic sheet the way we need to have it facing us so it's more comfortable for us to cut. That way we're not trying to bend our hand in funny angles and get a bad looking sculpt. So yeah, push down firm, drag out to the end of the edge. That way you get nice clean cuts. And right now I'm sculpting the claws. So on the end of each of those long strips we're going to make them look like bear claws. And then of course pulling away the extra green stuff, putting it in a pile for later in case we'd like to maybe put another pelt on the other leg or a loincloth maybe. So again, pushing firm all the way down, pushing firm again, dragging it out, so you can have a nice clean cut, and you can drag the piece of green stuff. Green stuff's tough, it does get sticky, so it is good to even put some more water down as you work. Trying to keep the claws together so they look in order. And now we're going to start cutting the fur. So of course the fur is a little bit different than the claws. You don't want to make them as long of cuts. Keeping things a little nice and uniform. Even though it's hair, so you can be kind of crazy with it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now let's speed it up a bit. And cutting back and forth all the way around the entire pelt. And this is the entire thing completely done since we already went over the claws and the fur. So right now I'm using the soft sculpting tool to kind of give more shape to the claws. And now I'm going back and forth, rotating the sculpting tool to make the fur details. Again, if you want more detail, it's good to use a hobby knife to give it smaller, finer details of fur. And we're using the hard sculpting tool to kind of keep things in order. When you're sculpting, things move around because the green stuff moves. And now we're going to use the razor scraper to scrape off our sculpture. Zigzag back and forth. And now we're going to use super glue. This stuff's great. Once you put it on though, it is stuck forever. So put on the super glue and then slide your sculpture on and it will stick, which is nice because green stuff on its own will not stick very well and it could move around a lot. So place down, use the soft sculpting tool to place it into the recesses and cracks of the model. And oh, I made a little mistake. The pelt that was on the foot, I kind of rubbed up against it. So it's okay. You just go back over it and put in those details again. So with the little pieces of fur that are sticking out, you can have fun with them. You can give them character. You can make them roll over edges. Depending on the gravity of the model, you can have it facing downward and customize where you want those pieces of hair going. Here's some of my other work after I've tried out these techniques. They turned out pretty good. There's a loincloth, some bear claws coming off of the side of the shoulder blades. But just have fun with it. If you liked what we did here today, give us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more tutorials, go to hobbyHotTips.com and subscribe. Thanks, guys.